This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, good morning, team. In this Fabric Master program, in today's session, we are going to talk about Fabric Data Factory mini project, meaning whatever we learned as of today with respect to the data pipelines and data flows. So, as together, we will be doing a mini project. So, if you look at today, we will be creating one pipeline to copy data from Blob Storage to Lakehouse, right? In blob storage, just think of you book a Rapido, you book a Uber, right? Whatever different options that you have, Rapido, Uber, Ola, you booked something, and there is a booking data, trips data, right? That trips data is coming into blob storage. From the blob storage, I'll copy the data into my lakehouse table using the pipeline. That is what we are going to do as a step one. Step two is once the branch table is created in the lakehouse, we are going to transform the data using Dataflow Gen2. What is this transformation? Maybe you need to do some kind of a cleaning. Within after cleaning, you need to see which trips are having the discounts. If there is a discounts are available, you need to look for the discounted transactions. You need to apply the discounts. After discounts, what is the final price you need to calculate, and you need to take the required data from the total trips, and you need to copy that final data into the silver table in the warehouse, not in the lakehouse. So after that, you need to send a notification, but notification is something which is not working for the uh, like a free capacity people. So that's why this is something like earlier it used to work, but recently it is not working for the free trial capacity. So that you can figure it out later, or let me check on that, and I will get back to you. But notification is something that we are not going to discuss. Finally, we are going to talk about scheduling the pipeline to run daily, right? So this is the diagram team. What we are going to do, I'll keep my data in the blob storage. I will use my ingestion pipeline to copy the data into the Lakehouse as a branch table. Once we have our data in the Lakehouse branch table, you read the data and you also read your discounted file into Dataflow Gen2, transform the data, and you calculate everything, and final data you can able to write it back to the silver table. Okay, this is final notification is something not working, but we can definitely orchestrate, we can schedule this, right? Everybody understood? Now you see what I am going to do, team. So firstly, let me go to Azure portal, portal.azure.com, log in to this. Then you can go to storage account. Let's create one blob storage and let's upload a file quickly into the blob storage. Create a blob storage. I'll say the name of the blob storage is Cloudpandith Dev Blob 1504. Then click review plus creative. Click create. Okay, let's wait for a second. This will take some time here because today whatever file that I'm going to upload is little huge file that may take a little time team, but let's wait. We'll finish this step and we'll move on. Okay, now click on go to resource. Now click on containers. Let's go to blob services. Create a container. global. Within this global container, let's create a two subfolders. One subfolder is for trip data. Second subfolder, yeah, I will upload second subfolder, but I'll create a second subfolder. First, in the trips data folder, let's upload this. Okay, so it is little huge file. It will take some time to upload them. Uh, Let it upload. Okay. See, right? 335 is a huge file. It has a lot of trips data. Let it upload it. Meanwhile, what we can do, go to yeah, let's go back to here, and we will create our target resource. Tell me, source side, I have created the trips data folder and uploaded. I'm going to create sync my spot. My sync is, you get the diagram, right? Sync is you need a lakehouse, you need a warehouse. So lakehouse, silver we are maintaining in warehouse. Because silver tables I should be able to modify it. But a bronze table I don't need to modify. Keeping the bronze table in lakehouse and the silver table in the warehouse. Okay. Now go to workspace theme. Let's create a new workspace. Fabric data engineering day 27. Click apply. Click on new item. Go to Lakehouse. Click upgrade. Click OK. Say new Lakehouse 1504. Click creative. So target lakehouse I have created where we will be maintaining our bronze table. Now I'll just click on this. I'll go to my workspace. Go to your workspace. Now let me create. Okay, let me create warehouse. Select like warehouse. Create dev warehouse. 1504. Click create. So click create. Click on the fabric data engineering. Now let me create one pipeline. Click on new item. Click on pipeline div. or data ingestion daily. Okay, right. Click create. Lakehouse, warehouse, data ingestion underscore daily. Okay, fine. So you have all the things. Now click on this. Go to workspace. Let's click on new item. Just to create a Dataflow Gen2. Just you create the item like that. You don't do anything. Okay. I'm just making sure that whatever is required, everything is available. df underscore build process. Fine. Click create. Okay, let's see now. File is still uploaded with very small amount, half only completed. Let me go to portal.azure.com in the new tab. This is the trips data that is just uploading. Let it upload. But what I will do is I'll also upload our discount file. Okay, now go to this dev blob 1504 which we have created today. Go to containers. This is the global container what we have created, right? It is coming. Wait. So go inside global. So here if you see, we have created a tricks data folder and then we are uploading the data. As the data is in progress, it is not showing. Once data upload is completed, it will show up here. Okay, leave about that. Let's create a separate directory called discount data. So I'm creating one container for discount data and I am uploading, meaning, so now tell me in global folder, how many subfolders we have, Tim? Under global container, how many subfolders we have? How come three? Only two, right? Discounted data folder is one thing. Here trips data is another thing. Only two folders we have under this global container.
Okay.
Everybody understood, Tim? Now, what is the first thing that we need to do? See, now we have everything ready. If you see, we have uh, data we are uploaded. It is still in progress. This discount file I already uploaded. It is available in the Blob Storage. Okay, you can see, right, these two files. Let me show you once again for better clarity. See, discount file is already uploaded and this trips data is almost completed 80%, right? So meaning these two files now we have in the respective sources. And we also just created a pipeline, but we need to implement the actual activities. We have a lakehouse, we have created data flow, we have created a warehouse. Everything is ready. The only thing is you need to start implementing one by one. What is the first thing? Pipeline. What you need to do in pipeline? In pipeline, you read this trips data, okay? Then you can load that particular trips data into Lakehouse table. As of today, we have loaded data into the Lakehouse folder, but in today's session, I'm going to show you how to load this particular file data into Lakehouse table. What is the advantage if you create a Lakehouse table? Anybody can guess it? In which file format this Lakehouse tables will store the data?
Same as source, whatever it is.
Okay. Please, these are very basics, team. If you are not practicing basics, it will be very tough for you to crack any interviews. Okay. Lakehouse is nothing but a one lake. One lake will store data in a delta Parquet format. I told delta format. So delta is
Same.
nothing but the underlying part.
Malaya, sorry to interrupt,
Tell me,
Malaya.
Suresh.
You are saying file size stored as it is when the source is coming. Tables is coming like that. It will be delta and Parquet format. You are saying, but I am confused in that place. I mean, what I understood, I am just let you know. That's the thing. Just
So what
with
is the
this.
confusion here? Tables will store in a one lake because your table means data will store as a table. When you store a file will store as it is as a source file format. But table means you are converting your file data into table. Then data will be stored under a table. Under table, how the data will store as a delta Parquet format. If it is a files means as it is, it will copy. The table means it will maintain in a native format. Native format is delta Parquet format. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I am confused. Sorry, Malaya. It is
So
table only.
file.
Delta type Parquet format.
Okay. Suresh. So here you see trips data, we have CSV file, and this is the discount file what we have. Okay, these two things. Now come here, go to here. This is a dev lakehouse, right? Dev lakehouse, you no need to do anything because table we are going to create. As of now, we don't have anything. Now go to ingestion pipeline. This is the first thing that we need to do, right? Let's move on. Okay, fine. Now, simple, you just have to add a copy data activity, add copy data activity. What you need to do is in copy activity, what is source? What is our source? Suresh, what is our source? Suresh, what is our source?
Yeah. Source is
Kalyan, what is our source? Suri, what is our source?
The files which we have uploaded that is present
Hmm?
in this containers. Trips data.
I'm not getting.
Am I adding?
Your voice is coming very low.
So our source is trips data and discounted data. So which is stored in containers. I mean,
Tejasri, what is our source?
Blob Storage. Sir.
Source is blob storage team. I'm just creating a connection to the blob storage. Where you people are thinking, I don't know. So I'm just getting the access key and I'm going to put that key, access key there. And you can connect it. So now I have, I don't know what is this. The source is blob storage. We have added already, we uploaded trips data that we are copying into the Lakehouse. Our source is blob storage. Our target is Lakehouse. We are using pipeline copy activity to copy the data. Now you can come here. This is our source, browse it. Go into global. Go to trips data. Click OK. Now you can use wildcard file path. So copy this path. Wildcard file path. Wildcard file path is star. So all the files that we have under trip data, it has to read, and it is basically delimited file. Delimited file. Okay, delimited text file team. So let me change this to delimited. Delimited text. It is not selected. Okay. Click on settings. Make sure first as header everything is selected. Okay, we are good now. Come to destination. What is our destination? Suresh, what is our destination?
Lakehouse only.
Very good. So Lakehouse, right? Let's go to browser. You should focus on that, okay? Because if you know source and target, then you will know what we are doing.
Yes, ma'am.
So now we have a Blob Storage as our source and Lakehouse is our target. Lakehouse 1504 is our target where I am going to create our branch table. So as I said, it is not a like a file, it is going to be a table. So I'm going to put dbo dot. The table name is going to be same as here, br underscore taxi data. The br underscore taxi data is something I am going to create it. Okay.
Sorry to interrupt. Here doubt. Here you can mention that, I mean, tables is means delta pocket format. So suppose it is files means as it is, it will be stored. Am I correct?
Yes.
Here, the root
Because
folder.
whenever you hold on, first you understand one thing. Whenever you keep any data in a warehouse, in warehouse, how you will maintain the data? As a tables. Tables backend, how tables will store data is delta packet format. Similarly, when you create any table in Lakehouse, here also data will store as a delta packet format. But if you are storing the file means files will store as it is because you are not modifying. But you are reading a file, you are storing into the table means how the table will store in backend is based on the storage native format. Here the storage is one lake native format is delta. Clear team? Now, so we have completed the first step, that is the data ingestion pipeline, where we are copying this particular file into Lakehouse and creating a table. Let me save this and then let me run this particular pipeline. Let it run. Okay, now you can see, right, it is succeeded. Now we will see, click on input and not input, click on copy activity. How much file it read? 328. How many records? I think it is 1 million, right? In our terms, 15 lakhs records we have read, and we have written same records, but file size you see 61 MB, compressed by 75%, correct? Not even 75, I think more than 80, correct? So which saves the storage cost, and transferring such low size, small size files will be very faster. Is that clear to all of you? Because see team, I am putting a lot of effort, but I am not seeing same effort from you. I request everybody to respond. Many people are not attending classes, they are going through recording. If you are not in a position to listen the class, you also don't attend the class. Go through recording. Because you are in a class but you are not responding, you are not listening, there is no use. Please respond everybody. Kalyan, are you clear?
Sir, I'm clear.
Suresh, Suri, Tejasri, are you all clear?
Yes, Malaya.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So now we have loaded this data into the VR underscore taxi data in Lakehouse. Now from the Lakehouse, you need to read this particular file, right? And then you also need to read this particular discount file. You need to calculate some of the you need to find out the prices after the discounts. Clear tip? Everybody understood? Okay. Now what I'm going to do is, now I'll just go to our Lakehouse. Let's move on to our Lakehouse tip. See here, this is pipeline succeeded. This is our Lakehouse. Let's refresh and see whether this table is available here or not. Yes, this table is available. How this table is available, you can see it is just fetching the data. Are you able to see all this data here? Yes. Now let's go to file view. Instead of table view, let's do a file view. When you do a file view, what you are seeing? Parquet file, some delta log, and some metadata. Are you all clear?
Yes, sir.
Now we are good. We have a source. Now what you have? Now you have sources, your uh, branch table, and also you have a discount file. You need to just to read these two, and you need to calculate the total trips price after the discount. Only if the trip is eligible for the discount, you may have the discount. There are some columns to identify whether the given trip is basically having a discount or not. Clear tip, everybody? Now, so for that, what I'm going to do, I'll go to my Lakehouse. Lakehouse, we have a table. Now I'll go to data flow, right? Now our final step is we need to develop a data flow. So in data flow, I'll just click on get data, click on more. You can go to one link catalog. Select the Lakehouse which you have, because that is your source, right? That is your source, right, team? So you need to connect. Once you connected, you come down. Are you seeing the branch underscore tax data table? Select it, click create. Okay, yeah. So now this data is loaded. As you know, at the very beginning of our data flow introduction, I have told you we have a data profiling. So you can just enable column profiling, click OK, and you can see the data that you have here. Okay, data that you have, you can able to see very easily here.
Sir, how did you enable that option? Am I audible?
Suresh?
Sir, how did you enable that option, data profile? In which tab?
No, I don't know. Your voice is coming very low, not able to hear you.
Suri, can you message it in the chat actually?
My question was, how did you enable
Anybody
that?
able to hear his voice? Anybody able to hear his voice tip?
Yeah, able to hear you now.
Now it's just loudly coming. Suri just message it here actually.
You see, what it is doing is it is basically scanning all this data. That's why it is taking some time, right? But already you know what it is going to return. It is going to give you the distinct records, unique records, valid records, error records, empty records, all those things it is going to get it for us, right? So based on that, we know that what is the type of data, how many bad records we have, all those things we can able to. You have seen, right, in front of you only I enabled. Click on options in home tab, click on options. You see your enable column profiling. So here you have everything, right? So that's how you have to enable this. Clear? Okay, so I think it is taking some more time. Let's wait till. Okay, so you are clearly able to see, right? You are getting this particular valid records, error records, empty records, distinct, unique, right? Already we have analyzed this. If you have any bad records, if you keep a cursor here, it will show. You can remove them. But look at our trips data. Trips data is more of cleaned data, so we don't see much issues. And if you see two distinct values we have in vendor ID, because whatever trips that we are getting, trips data that we are getting, we are tied up with only Uber and Ola, let's say, and Rapido we are not tied up, then we will be getting only two vendors data, that is 1 and 2. One you can consider as a Uber, two you can consider as a Ola. Rapido we are not tied up, we are not getting the trips data. Okay, that's how we have two distinct values. Distinct means two different values, but the same value is repeated multiple times. That's why zero unique. Okay. So I hope everybody aware of this. This I have discussed in detail in the previous sessions. Now, the second important thing when you load this data, it has a lot of columns. Maybe we don't require all these columns, right? The first thing is to reduce the pressure on the cluster or compute. You can choose the columns that you want. Okay, let's say vendor ID I want, which is very important. Pickup date time and pickup drop time. Yes, these two are also important. Passenger count we want, trip distance we want, PU location, pickup location ID, drop location ID, pickup longitude, pickup latitude, drop of longitude, drop of latitude we don't want. Next, we don't want MTA tax. We don't want e-hail free. Something is there, right? So whatever you don't like improve surcharges, let's say, right? I don't want whatever you feel is not going to use or it will not be useful for you for your transformation. You can uncheck and click OK, so that the amount of data, right? When you reduce one column, lot of data will be reduced and it improves the compute power. Everybody understood? Okay. You can see the data team here. So this is all your data what you have. Clear? Next, here you can see vendor ID means from which vendor they have taken this particular trip, vendor ID 2 or vendor ID 1, and when these people has picked up this particular trip, when they dropped off, and what is the distance they traveled, how many people they have traveled, and rate code ID, what is the did they gave the rating for this particular trip or not, something like that. Then you have a store and forward flag, which is nothing but which tells you the given trip is having whether given trip is having discount or not. Now you can click on this, click on load more. You see discounted trips are yes, undiscounted trips or no. So what I want only discounted trips, click yes. So now if you look at here, the amount of data that I want, I have filtered in two ways. One is with respect to the number of columns I have cleaned up. I have taken only the required columns. Second thing is I also have taken a only trips which has discounts applied, because I don't care about other trips, because other trip people has paid the actual fee and the same is received by our client. But the discounted prices which clients has not received as mentioned here, so that's what I want to calculate. Now what we need to do is, you can go to the transform tab. As you remember, we can just, what we can do is, we can do a detect data type. What detect data type does, Tim? What detect data type does?
Detects
It
the
will
data
give
type of data.
the
Yes. So detect data types, it is basically, you see, change the column type, it is still running. It is trying to change the data types. Right? Yes. And one more thing you need to understand here. If you see vendor ID, it is not like it is not expected as a string. It must be expected as a whole number. So you can change it. If something is not changed automatically, you can change it. Similarly, you have pickup date time, right? Here in pickup date time also, what you can do is for temporarily, you can change it to the date data type. Not data type, sorry. One second. You may need to change this. You need to basically, I think it is still scanning the data to get a proper data type. So let it happen, team. Otherwise, if we make a changes, keep on those changes, it will not appear here. Let's wait for 1 or 2 minutes. Okay, now it is finished. Yes. Now let me check where is that option. Okay, this let me convert back to date and time. Okay, so I got it right. And one more thing I want to tell you, I want only certain data, right? So I'll click on this. What I will do is I'll apply date time between, right? So what I want is I want basically the data between 2020, 2015, right? Because I have discounts for 2015 January 1st, okay, to 2015 January 31st. Okay, so this is the data what I have. Discounts available for this time. So based on the discounts calculation that you wanted to do for particular time, you need to mention that particular time. Now, if you see what we have done as of now, tell me what we have done, team, as of now. Simple, right? First, we have selected
Yeah.
only the required cost. Second thing is we have taken a only trips which has a discount. Third thing is I have taken the time frame where I need to calculate my discounts. But if you look at here, in all these cases, I'm trying to reduce the amount of data. Now, finally, I'm going to convert this into date data type. See, date data type, it is converted. That's it. For now, what you need to do, now it's time to get your discounted file. Discount file is available where? This br underscore tax data, we have read it from the Lakehouse table. But your discount file is available where, team? Blob storage. So let
Blob
me go
storage.
to home. click on new query, get data, click on more. Let me connect to the blob, right? So you have to see there is no existing connection because that connection and these connections must be handled separately. So this is your not this one account key. You put that account here, and then storage name is this. You can put that storage name here. ls for blob 1504 data. Click it. Click next tip. Now you can just go to global. Under global, you see there is a discount file. Double click on that binary data. Click here. Okay, now click on this discount file tip. So if you look at your discount file, it is not setting your first as header, right? So you will have an option, multiple places you will have the option, go to transform tab, and you can say use first as header, right? Just to select that. Use first as header, meaning it is not able to handle first as header. So that's why I'm saying consider first as header. Okay. Now you see team 010125, 0102 25, 01 January 1st 2015, January 2nd 2015, January 3rd 2015. For every vendor, what is the discount percentage we have? Now what you need to understand here, these all are available as a columns. That columns I want to convert into rows. What I need to do?
Pivot.
Pivot or unpivot?
Unpivot, sir.
Unpivot.
Unpivot. Right click on this, click on unpivot other columns. Okay, so now you see it is coming as a row. Now what you can do is, now you can just rename this as a date, and you can rename this as a discount percentage. Now this discount percentage is in the percentages. This discount percentage is available as a percentages, right? But that percentage I want to convert into floating value. What you can do? Let's say if it is a 10% discount, I want to make it as a 0.1 instead of 10. Here it is currently 16 is there, meaning 16%. 16% means I want to convert as a 0.16. How you can do that? Anybody have idea? We already discussed in the numeric.
Transform.
Using something called standard. Click on divide. You can able to divide by 100 because it's 100%, right? You need to divide by 100. You will get the final amount. You get the final amount. So this is your discount amount. Now you have to discount value. Fine. Now this date I want to convert back to date team. Let's convert this to date data type. Is it converted into date data type team? Is it converted into date data type or not? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Now I need to join these two tables. How to join two tables in the Dataflow? Combined in the home tab, combined, merge queries as new, right? This is a global, this is your tax editor. 1 second, I want to make small changes. This is global, it is showing, right? Instead of global, go to properties. Here, change it to discount. Okay. Table name, I'm just updating to discount. Now let's go to home, combined, merge query as new. This should be your primary tax data. It should be your secondary discount. Now you want to join based on vendor ID. Information is required about data privacy. So this is due to some data security, because this is a real data from the Newark taxi data. So it is saying just to save it like this. Let's see. Okay, click continue. Maybe let me just say ignore privacy level checks for the document for now. Okay. Clear tip. Now you have everything. Now what you can do is, you see there is a discount table columns will come like this after joining. You remember, right? On very first day I joined employee table and this one, right? Employee table and your department table, and I have taken a department name column from the department table. That's why you need to understand. Now you see you have vendor ID, date and discount value. Date and vendor ID we don't want. We want only discount value. Click. Clear? Everybody's clear, team?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Malaya.
Yes. Yes.
Now I want to calculate one additional column, so I'll just click on place. I'll go to here, you can call it as add columns, go to custom column. In this custom column, what I wanted to do is, I want to just put one formula here. The formula is discount price. After discount, what is the actual price paid by the customer, right? So this is a decimal number. Here I want to put if total, let's say if the, where is this total amount, right? If the total amount is greater than 0, meaning if the trip is not cancelled, okay, discounted trip, but if it is not cancelled, they paid something. If the amount is greater than 0, means it's a completed trip. Here I want to say total amount into, let's say if it is a 10% discount, then you need to multiply with what? 90%. See, 100 rupees total amount is 100 rupees it is showing. I told I have given 10% discount, meaning how much he paid? 90 rupees. To get a 90 rupees, what you need to do? One is 100% minus discount value. Discount value 10%, let's say 0.1. 1 minus 0.1 means it will be 0.9. 90% he has paid from the total amount. 90% means 90 rupees. Okay. If there is a note, like if the total amount is not a greater than 0, then just keep show as a total amount 0. Are you all getting this? Everybody understood this calculation, what I have done here? Everybody understood or not? Keep.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, what we wanted to do, just click OK. Invalid identifier. What is invalid? Okay, I think it should be 1 minus discount price. Like this, you need to click OK. Okay. Where there is a error is coming. Let's click on this added custom. Total amount is greater than 0, then total amount into 1 minus discount value. 1 minus discount value. Else total amount. Okay. Click OK once again. Let me see why there is an error. First thing is in the discount table, it is a decimal. This is a decimal only, correct. But why there is error? Let's go to this. Let me see it in there is error. It is
Seems the total amount is text, sir.
total amount is
Data type of total amount, I think we need to check.
okay, correct. I think total amount that is coming from the here is in a string. I think so. Let's see. See, total amount is coming as a here string, right? Let's make it as decimal, not a whole number. It must be a decimal. Okay, we are good now. I think this transformation also should work fine now. Click on remove this. Now, if you look at, I think your data should be fine. Click on this. Click OK once again now. Let it refresh. Still it is giving error. Total amount now it is coming as a decimal. So the still problem. What is still problem? It is okay. Click on this. If total amount is greater than 0, then total amount into 1 minus discount value. Right? Else I am putting a total amount. What is the still problem with this?
So I just put the discount value in square braces.
Sir, might be you can drag and drop the column name here. I mean,
I dragged only, right? I have not typed anything. Okay. If total amount greater than 0, then total amount into, right, 1 minus discount value, else total amount. Okay. Click OK. Now I have dragged. Let's see. Okay. Now I think it's good. We are getting the decimal points. If you see, in some places 3 decimal points are there. I want to round off to 2. If you want to round off to 2, go to transform, numbers, rounding, round up to 2. Click OK. Everybody's clear? After that, what you can do is, if you see here, the pickup date time, I converted into the date data type just to join with the discount file. But now it is converted into the we have done everything. Now you can convert back to date and time, because we want to know exact time also at what date and time the trip was picked up by that particular person, right? So we have a pickup date time, we have a drop off date time, everything is fine. Are we all good? Now it's time to save this particular result into your warehouse. Click on this, click on more, yeah, click on warehouse, your destination. You need to connect to the warehouse that you wanted to connect. So create a new connection, warehouse, organization, click next. Now I just wanted to say that in the warehouse, where is warehouse? So dev warehouse 1504 is the warehouse that I wanted to select. Here the table I want to create is SL underscore, what is the table name? Tax data, right? SL underscore tax data. Click next. Yeah, let it be everything as the save settings. Okay, once you do the save settings, now you see I'm not running this particular. Yeah, you can say save, run and close. Save, run and close. Okay, let's see now what will happen. Everybody understood, team, what we have done? Data flow is also completed. Now, what is going to happen to data flow is data flow might be running in the workspace. See, it is running. Let's wait for a minute. It will come up. So once the data flow is succeeded, we should be able to see the table in the warehouse. Okay, let's expand this, expand DBO, expand tables. Yes, silver table I'm able to see. Data is already loaded. Data is already loaded or not loaded? Yes, data is already loaded. I think the data flow is already completed. Only status is okay. Status is also updated. Now what we need to do now is I'll go to warehouse. Okay, I'll click on this. I'll click on this. Now I think click on new SQL query. You can say drop table SL underscore taxi data. I'm running. So silver table is dropped. Right now silver table is gone. Nothing is there. Go to Lakehouse. Click on this. Click on delete this table. So bronze table also I have deleted. Now I'll go to data ingestion underscore daily. What we need to do after copy activity, now immediately I want to call a data flow because it is ingesting the data. After that I am doing the pre-processing. So now you can also change your pipeline name from just data ingestion. You can say data ingestion and pre-processing daily. So both the things we are doing here. Everybody understood? Okay. Now the pipeline name should change. I think it is just updating the pipeline name. It may take a few seconds. Let it be. See, it is changed to pre-processing daily. Here, once data is ingested into target, immediately I am going to call my data flow from here. Okay. After that, I am going to create a. I will save this, and I am going to schedule this particular pipeline to run. Add a schedule every. You can say every day, right? Daily at 7 o'clock 20 minutes. Okay, 7 o'clock 20 minutes. Maybe let's take it as 7 o'clock 9 minutes. Why 20 minutes? Save this schedule. So now at 7 o'clock 19 minutes, what is going to happen is first your copy activity is going to copy the data. Then your data flow is going to transform this particular data. Correct? And both are going to happen without our manual intervention. Every day it will pick the latest trips data and it will apply the discounts. If discounts has changed, right? So they will update that file automatically. You don't need to worry about that. Discount file, updated discount file, they will send it to you. Now I think it's time is 7 o'clock 9 minutes. Go to monitor tab. So pre-processing daily started. Your copy activity already completed, meaning if you go to Lakehouse, you should be refresh it. You should be able to see your bronze taxi data. After that, your data flow is also running. Okay, data flow is queued. It will start running till. Let's wait. See, data flow is also in progress. If you click on this data flow, it's not opening. It's okay, but go to warehouse and you can just keep refreshing this table section. Once the transformations are completed, you will be able to see the table. The transformations are not completed. Okay. So it is still running, let it run. But anybody have any questions to you?
Sir,
And this, yeah, okay, sorry, go on.
okay. Sir, this data flow, so on daily basis we'll be running at 719. Okay. So in for the next day, it will append the data to the source table, right? Or will it drop the table and it will create a fresh load?
No, that you can able to configure it. Okay, in the warehouse, right?
Uh-huh.
In the warehouse, it will be every day. It is kind of a full load. Okay, complete data. It will read from the branch table. It will apply the discounts and it will be processing. But if you remember, in my data, in my what you can say, in my data flow, I have chosen particular timing, right? In trips data, okay, this is the only data that you have to load. What you can also do is we can put some stage table. If that is the case, if you want to process incrementally, you can put some stage table. Stage table, what it does, it will keeps only incremental data into the stage table. It reads data from the staging table. It reads a discount file and it will load the final data into the warehouse. In that case, data will be keep on appending. Because if you see in your data flow, you have that option. You want to append or you want to overwrite the data. Have you seen that? Or shall I
Yes,
show
yes, sir. I
you?
understood. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, incremental data we can load into stage table. From stage table, we can append the
So
data into the final table.
that stage table, are we going to create it in the data flow, right?
Lakehouse.
Lakehouse. Okay.
No. Copy activity will load the data into, see, copy activity when it is reading data from source itself, it has to read only incremental files and load it into stage table. You know, right, how copy activity can able to load
Yeah, got it,
incremental
sir. Yeah,
using
yeah.
last modified start and end.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Got it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you,
Any
sir.
other questions, please?
Unless suppose if any pipeline failed, we are manually run, or after the day, you can it will be automatically run, right? So it will be taking the before data, I mean failure data, I mean before it is yesterday it is failed,
Your
right?
stage table, one second, your stage table, you should not truncate until your entire pipeline succeeded. If everything is succeeded at the end of the pipeline, you can use some script activity to truncate the data that is there in your stage table. Okay, that's how you have to handle it. Clear? Because one more thing that you can do is in your copy activity itself, if you remember, we discussed something called pre-copy script will be there. Pre-copy script is not a load, I think here, because of this Lakehouse table is not a load. In this case, what you can do is you can put a override into the your stage table, because stage table always gets the incremental data. You can keep on overwriting whenever you load data. Today incremental data you overwrite. Tomorrow incremental data you overwrite. But instead of overwriting, what I highly recommend you to do is you can go with the after completion you use a script activity to truncate the data. The advantage is in case of failure, the previous day data you have not processed. That data is still available in your stage table. If you do overwrite, what happens? Yesterday data there is a failure. it will automatically copy activity copies only today incremental data into stage table, meaning you will be missing yesterday data. Are you getting, Suresh?
Yes, yes. Thank you, Malay.
Yeah, copy activity and data. Any other questions, team? Okay, team. If no questions, then thank you.
Malay,
Tell me.
this is the total ETL process, right, Malay? ETL you are doing here,
Yes,
total
this is ETL, team,
extract.
not ETL. This is, we can say ETL, yes, because we are extracting and transforming and loading finally. So we are not loading, then we are doing that, right? So because whatever data we are loading into the cloud is basically into the stage table. You can consider this branch table is a stage table. So from stage table always gets the incremental files. How it will get? We have to put start time and end time. We already have a separate session for this. Once it get incremental data, we'll proceed using Dataflow. Yes.
Okay, and this is for using only for like ADF also we are using for extract purpose some projects actually. So here also using for like that only Malay. Extract purpose only we will use
So
the
you
data
are
fabric.
extracting and you are transforming the data. Both you are doing here, right?
Yeah, here we are doing now it is extraction ETL process. But what I am asking that is only extract purpose we are using for the data fabric.
I'm not getting
Like
what
ingestion Malay. Ingestion, like only ingestion.
No, you can use ingestion. Here, copy activity we are using for ingestion. If you have a direct connection from copy activity, you use copy activity for data ingestion. If you don't have a copy activity is not able to connect to your source, you see data flow. Data flow is able to connect to the source because data flow has more connections than the copy activity. There are some cases where your copy activity cannot able to read. In such cases, you can use data flow to read and write. Meaning for data ingestion, you can use the copy activity or data flow. That is one case. Case number two, copy activity you can not transform the data, but data flow you can use for transforming the data. So data ingestion means data ingestion you can use anything. First you see for copy activity, if connection not available from copy activity, you use data flow.
Ingestion means we don't have any transform that Malaya. That's why I'm asking you that like that. So this is ETL
That's
process.
what
We
I'm
know that.
saying. If you don't want to do transformation, I already answered the same thing. Okay, let me answer. You don't want to do any transformation, just you want to do a data ingestion. First, you use copy activity. Copy activity is having 100 sources connections available. But let's say your source is 101, which cannot read data by this copy activity, meaning copy activity can't connect to your 101 source. What is your alternative? Is use the data flow for reading the data and copying data into target. You no need to transform. Transformation is optional. That is based on your requirement. Many people will do transformation from notebooks due to the complexity and all. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Copy activity you can use for data ingestion. Data flow you can use for two things: data ingestion plus data transformation.
Okay, got it, Malay. Thank you.
Any other questions, team? Okay, team. If no questions, then thank you.